How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Madison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Madison. For today's Pop Off, you guys, we have to talk about Mr. Joe Alwyn because for the first time ever, he is speaking out about our girl, Taylor Allison Swift. Now, sadly, we will not have our happy hour hang today, you guys, because I'm traveling. I'm so sorry about that, by the way. You know, I hate missing a live because our lives are my favorite thing ever, but just because I'm traveling and literally on a road trip at the time this video is being posted did not mean that I could get on the road without talking to you guys about this Joe Alwyn interview first. So real quick, before we get into this Joe Alwyn to you guys, because this is the first pop-off of the week, you know, I have to check in and see how the House of Hill is doing. So let me know how you are, what you've been up to, all of that good stuff down below. Me personally, guys, clearly you can see I'm at my parents' house. I'm in Papa Hill's office. We are getting ready to take a little road trip to New Mexico this week to see Mama Hill's side of the family. I am so freaking excited to obviously see everyone and also eat the most delicious food, because if you didn't know, the food in New Mexico is top-notch, 12 out of 10, literally the absolute best. I apologize, my Taurus is absolutely showing because Tauruses are all about food. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop myself, you guys, because I know you straight to the T people are like, Madison, you said Joe Alwyn did his first sit-down interview about our girl. We need to get to the T, and I don't blame you. So straight to the T people, go ahead and drop this time code down there in the comments to help out your fellow straight to the T people. And now let's get to unwrapping these Joe Alwyn and Taylor Swift facts. All right, you guys, so Joe Alwyn recently sat down with the Sunday Times Style magazine to promote his new film that he's actually starring in alongside Taylor Swift's pal Emma Stone, which, by the way, just so everybody knows, a source did tell Life and Style magazine that Taylor understands Emma working with Joe and promoting the film that they worked on together. So no drama between Emma and Taylor over that, thankfully. But anyway, you guys, lucky for us, when Joe sat down to talk about this movie and his life, the interviewer asked some questions about Taylor Swift because, let's be real, that's what we really want to know. Now, Joe initially acknowledged that he understands people's curiosity about his personal life. However, you guys, when the interviewer pushed a little bit harder about that personal life and asked if Joe Alwyn has listened to Tortured Poets Department, aka Taylor's new album, aka the album that contains several songs about her and Joe's relationship and breakup, Joe responded saying, quote, "In thinking of what I was going to say, I would think and hope that anyone and everyone can empathize. This isn't a direct answer to your question, but just thinking about what I want to talk about." Okay. He then restarted his train of thought and said, quote, "I would hope that anyone and everyone can empathize and understand the difficulties that come with the end of a long, loving, fully committed relationship of over 6.5 years. That is a hard thing to navigate. What is unusual and abnormal in this situation is that 1 week later, it's suddenly in the public domain and the outside world is able to weigh in." Now, I'm gonna go ahead and pause really quick because in this quote, I do feel like Joe is trying to address a few rumors and allegations against him. Obviously, we know that there were allegations that Joe was unfaithful to Taylor, so I feel like him saying fully committed relationship is kind of addressing that. Also, he mentioned long and loving, and if you've listened to Tortured Poets Department, I don't think the end was very loving, but okay, Joe Alwyn, he's entitled to tell his side of the story too. Regardless, you guys, Joe continued his train of thought saying, quote, "So you have something very real suddenly thrown into a very unreal space. Tabloids, social media, press, where it is then dissected, speculated on, pulled out of shape beyond recognition. And the truth is, to that last point, there is always going to be a gap between what is known and what is said. I have made peace with that." The person doing the interview, you guys, then noted how it appeared as though Joe had written his lines and memorized them by heart in an effort to not say anything that would upset the Swifties, aka Taylor's fans. I thought that was an interesting observation that needed to be shared. Anyway, you guys, Joe then went on to clarify that both him and Taylor mutually decided to keep their relationship out of the public eye because, as you all know, as of late, a lot of people, myself included, have compared how Joe Alwyn would speak about Taylor publicly to Travis Kelce. Clearly, there's a huge difference. A lot of people felt like Joe was the one who predominantly wanted to keep their relationship private, but he is saying, no, it was a mutual decision. He specifically said, quote, "As everyone knows, we together, both of us, mutually decided to keep the more private details of our relationship private. It was never something to commodify, and I see no reason to change that now. Joe then continued saying that this all took place a little over a year ago and that he's at a good place in his life, both personally and professionally, and that he feels good. Despite that though, you guys, the interviewer brought up that Taylor did just release an album that contained songs about their breakup. So then Joe reiterated his thoughts saying, quote, "Well, as I said, there's always going to be a gap between what's known and what's said." I'm telling you, this interviewer was really trying to poke Joe and he was unpokeable. Now, as far as if him and Taylor are in contact or if he's dating again, Joe kept his lips sealed, saying, quote, "I'm sure you can appreciate, given the level of noise and scrutiny about my past relationship, why I wouldn't want to just open the door to things like that right now." Joe then made it clear he likes to live in reality with the brilliant and authentic people in his life. He says that he tries to stay away from online noise. He said he thinks mistreating anyone, whether that be in person or behind a keyboard, is shameful. In addition to that, you guys, the last piece of Taylor tea from this interview is when Joe did make a little joke about the Black Dog Pub. Again, the interview asked him what he likes to do in his off time, and Joe mentioned that he likes spending time with friends and going to pubs. So you know the interviewer was like, "I know which pub you're not going to." And apparently, you guys, Joe commented that he's never been to Vauxhall, which is where the Black Dog Pub is located. But the interviewer noted that he made the comment smiling a smile that hints there's more to say. So moral of the story, you guys, I feel like Joe Alwyn said a lot without really saying too much, which feels on brand for Joe. And although I know I've kind of been popping off throughout the unwrapping of the facts, I'm sorry about that, by the way. We're gonna go ahead and make this pop off official because I have even more thoughts, and we're gonna go ahead and get to that shambong. It's been a minute since we've done this. Okay, so first of all, I want to make it clear, I think Joe Alwyn is completely entitled to talk about his breakup with Taylor Swift. I've said that once, but I wanted to say it again, just because I know some people are going to think that I'm going in a little harsh on Joe. But I do think this is completely fair. Taylor shared her perspective on the relationship and the breakup on her album, and therefore Joe is completely entitled to share his side of the story during a sit-down interview, even if it was reluctant and the interviewer kind of had to push him to get things out. First of all, I feel like he's very clearly listened to the album. I know he didn't give a clear answer, a yes or a no, but let's be real. Based on his comments, I believe he's listened to the album. And because of that, you guys, that's why I think he's taking the media-trained way out of the situation. Saying they had a long, loving relationship, that's giving PR. Taking aim at the fans for dissecting everything and caring too much. And clarifying that, you know, after all of that toxicity, he is in a great, happy place. I feel like the interviewer nailed it. It feels like somebody gave Joe Alwyn the lines that he needed to say, and he delivered them perfectly. I think what is irritating me a little bit about this interview though, you guys, I feel like Joe Alwyn is trying to give the impression that he's the bigger person for keeping their promise to keep their relationship private. And honestly, you guys, I'm not very impressed. I don't think Joe not really giving too many details about him and Taylor's relationship and breakup makes him a bigger person. And yes, I wanted to make that clear because I saw some comments about how Joe is such a class act. Taylor could never. Joe is so much better of a person than Taylor. He is not a better person for not talking about his feelings during this interview. And Taylor is not a bad person for talking about their relationship on her album. She is an artist. That's what artists do. She is not the only artist who talks about her relationship in her music. The only difference with Taylor Swift compared to other artists is the fact that we follow her every move. Every move she makes is documented, so 9 times out of 10 we know who she's talking about. But she's not doing anything different from everybody else. Everyone just loves to criticize her 10 times more for it. So I don't feel like Taylor is a bad person for talking about their relationship and breakup on the album, and I don't feel like Joe is a better person because he really didn't go into too many details about their relationship. If Joe did not want to take this opportunity during the sit-down interview to share his side of the story fully, then I feel like that's on him, that's his prerogative. And honestly, you guys, it sounds like Joe's at peace with the entire situation. So for those of you who love Joe, it sounds like he's doing just fine. As he said, he's in a great place. He's not paying attention to the noise on the internet. He's surrounded by brilliant and intelligent people. Like, he's doing fine. I also want to say, even though he didn't admit it, I do think Joe Alwyn is dating. I don't think he wanted to say he is dating because he didn't want people to dig into who he is dating and possibly start trolling his new girlfriend. But I do want to also say, I believe he's dating somebody again. And I also do not believe that he's in contact with Taylor Swift. I think now that she is with Travis Kelce, she is not concerned at all with Joe Alwyn. Even after this interview, you guys, in my opinion, I feel like Travis is the complete opposite of Joe Alwyn, and in the best of ways. I think Travis is more of what Taylor needs. She doesn't have to hide their relationship. She doesn't have to question how he feels about her. She doesn't have to try to decode him like Joe. And in that same breath, I feel like Joe Alwyn is better off without Taylor Swift. It sounds like he's in a much better place and he's much happier too. Joe, we had a good run, but go ahead and keep running over there. Taylor's gonna keep running over here. And I feel like we can finally put the Taylor Swift, Joe Alwyn chapter to rest. All right, you guys, that's the latest I have for you on Joe Alwyn and Taylor Swift. I want to hear all of your thoughts and feelings down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back here to check out my other YouTube shorts and my YouTube videos. If you guys want to show me a little extra love, don't forget you can also hit that super thanks button down below. We will be doing our live happy hour hang on Wednesday, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. I'll be going live from New Mexico. Also, you guys, don't forget to join my channel membership if you want more exclusive content. With the membership, you get access to a members only live, an extra video a week, the House of Hill group chat. Your name will be highlighted so I can prioritize your comments. It's truly a lot of fun, so definitely please think about joining. You guys can also check out all of my merch over at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, you guys, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.